Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 2 of American Horror Story 1984. So like I said in my first review, I am really interested in the season. They really hooked me in with the 80s vibe, the slasher vibe. It's something that I hold very close to my heart growing up with my father. We loved slasher movies. We loved the cheesy horror movies, and this just really pulls me back to those times. And I'd like to just point out, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the soundtrack on this show is just excellent. The score, the sound design, everything just reeks of that 1980s slasher vibe. You get all the little tiny orchestral sounds, all the little creepy ambient sounds in the background. I think it just works really well. They obviously know what they're going for. They fully committed to this, and I really like it. I think it's funny that it kind of pokes fun at the 80s machismo and the way that the 80s was. You have a scene in this episode in particular, the shower scene, which I thought was really funny. I like the fact that the show decides that it's going to really harken off of those 80s horror tropes, those slasher tropes, and they kind of turn them on their head and they poke fun a little bit while you can still enjoy it. Because you have a really ridiculous moment like that underscored with like a really good kill. It's really interesting. So Mr. Jingles as a villain to me is pretty interesting. He's not a faceless, voiceless, just unstoppable force like a Michael Myers or a Jason Voorhees. He has a personality to him. He obviously has a story to him, and I want to see how that's going to play out. Obviously, he's after this camp leader because she survived, but I feel like there's something beneath the surface with her. There's got to be something going on. This story is obviously going to flip at some point. It's going to twist, and I think she's going to be the bad guy. Obviously, she's working with the Night Stalker now, so the fact that she's willing to work with such a horrible person and kind of fight fire with fire shows you that there's definitely something there beneath the surface. And speaking of the Night Stalker, it's kind of crazy that they're using a real-life serial killer in this show. I didn't expect that. I watch a show like Mindhunter, and they use real-life serial killers in a more grounded and realistic way, seeing who they are, diving into it in a more historically accurate way. And then you have a show like this who's taking a horrible killer like the Night Stalker and making him a almost fictional character, kind of using a fictional storyline, using his likeness and his story. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays out. It's going to be interesting how they're going to handle that type of subject. Also thought the scene where you go back to Emma Roberts and at her wedding day and how that all happened, that was just crazy. I thought the fact that they used Billy Idol's White Wedding during this horrible wedding massacre worked really well. The blend of horrible tragedy and comedy is one of the things that's really a staple of American Horror Story. And I think that was a scene that really exemplifies that. And obviously her character has dealt with a lot of stuff, so she's going to have to step up some point in the future and really, fight back at these people that are chasing her down. And you're going to see her probably unleash some demons, it seems like. Billie Lourd gave another great performance. Her as Montana really creates a good comedic element to the show. I think the fact that whenever she's on scene, she just kind of steals it. She's really embraced the role. Feels like she's having a ton of fun with it. And it definitely shows. This show obviously has a great blend, like I said, of comedy and horror, and she is the main linchpin of that, I think, in this season. So those are my thoughts on American Horror Story Episode 2. Let me know how you feel about the show so far. Are you liking it as much as I am? Who's your favorite character? Obviously, I really enjoy Billie Lourd's Montana, but Emma Roberts' character really adds something special for me. I think that as a survivor girl, she's going to have a lot more to do as the show goes along, and her showing her cards, showing her past, is going to really create an interesting arc and character for her when she has to fight back against these two villains. So again, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.